And we're live.
Hi.
We're probably gonna cut this out, but whatever.
No,
Dude, this is a great intro.
Okay, so,
You're missing your glasses.
dude, that camera is so far away, I know, but we got actual, like, students in our class
If-
watching.
If you hear a
Also-
printer going in the background, some people are printing stuff off.
Yeah, procrastination, anyways, no, yeah, I was gonna run to my car, but y'all fucking, I thought you'd be here, and then you just showed up late, and I'm like, you could've told me.
I'm sorry, I have an actual house that I need to go and do stuff, and I don't have 6th and 7th periods.
You
so.
always show up late though to this.
We've done this twice!
I know,
But
you show up
both
late.
times.
Okay, the first time you're forgiven. Anyways, this is completely unrelated to today's topic, which is America immediately following the Civil War. So basically, 1865, after the surrender at Appomattox, to 1877, when Reconstruction ends. And should we preface this by saying like like what America was like during the Civil War, like just
Extremely racist.
No, that was the South. Well, I mean the North was also kind of
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Technically
so
not, because the northern states were American and the southern states weren't at the
No,
time.
they were American. They were just the Confederate States of America versus the United States of America.
Yes, but they weren't the United States of
Yeah, they
America.
weren't United
basically
States.
half of America's children decided to go through a rebellious phase.
Yes. They
Yeah,
went
then-
they went through a 5-year rebellion in which
Well, no.
we beat the shit out of them and told them to get back in line.
Language. Okay. Anyways, I might have to send this over to Julia for editing because I don't know how to do that. Anyways, so no, yeah. So what happened was like America basically Buchanan did not do very much. He was president right before Lincoln. Did not do very much to actually discourage slavery and like was kind of in favor of it because it preserved peace, quote unquote. But even the North hated it.
Great guy.
And then the South just kind of got fed up with the North, like wanting to end slavery a lot, and Congress became less racist. And then Lincoln gets elected, and that was kind of the last straw. That's what drove a lot of states to segregate. And then in 1861, you see the attack on Fort Sumter starts the Civil War, and then obviously, that whole thing happens.
Escalates.
Yeah,
That whole thing.
The North wins. It's the deadliest war in American history. The North wins. Slavery's over, and
Now we're into Reconstruction.
no,
Almost.
Lincoln
Not
is
really.
killed. Lincoln is killed.
Oh, and then Johnson is like, oh, you had all these great plans, psych, and just like white outed them in the plan.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
and
Johnson
he was-
did nothing.
And he ruined the Democratic Party for a while.
He did.
Yeah.
That was a question.
Johnson completely destroyed the reputation of the Democrats for like
For a
30
while.
years.
Well, not for 30 years. But what's funny is like he did that, but then Hayes. Okay,
Yeah,
we'll get
we'll
into
get
We'll get
that.
into that
Hayes
later.
was a Republican, and then he
Yeah, and then it
also
was like-
fucked over the. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So that was pretty interesting, and then we get into Johnson's presidency.
Johnson sucked.
What a guy. He came from the South. His political career started with the Democrats, who were, at the time, supported slavery, Jim Crow laws, segregation.
Oh wait, we fought this whole war to ban slavery, and then smack dab after the amendments were put in, they're like, Jim Crow laws.
Well,
We
no,
fought
because-
slavery is
no.
out. They just replaced the word slave with Negro.
No, yeah, no. And the 13th Amendment is passed like in 1865, right after the Civil War. It's actually really wild because it goes to Congress and then it is ratified. Like all the states agreed on it, or enough of the states agreed on it to pass it within a year, which is unheard of.
That's
And then that basically outlawed slavery, and that's all it says, just slavery is now illegal. And then the 14th Amendment is passed, it's ratified in 1870, it's proposed in 1869, and it says discrimination on the basis of race is illegal. You can't be deprived of life, liberty, or property on a racial basis. And then the 15th Amendment is passed in 1870 something. It's the early.
Yeah, it's early. It's like 72 or something like that.
Or it might be the mid 70s, but yeah, I actually have a constitution. I know. Anyways, yeah, and
Wait,
so
you
that.
carry around a constitution?
Yeah, of course I do. Did you not listen to the Supreme Court episode?
I'm sorry. I know. I did.
He's
I promise.
weird like that.
That's not weird. It's called I Love My Country, Angie.
Ooh, bold applications.
Dude, okay, no, that's banned. Anyways, that's more
You got
bad
into
stuff.
both colleges?
No, bold applications.
Oh.
Anyway.
Oh.
Yeah, and so the 15th Amendment basically says you have voting rights that cannot be infringed upon on the basis of race, and that one is ratified in... Okay, no, Amendment 14 was proposed in 1866, ratified in 1868.
1860, nice. 1869 and then 1870.
Yeah, so that's the 15th Amendment, sorry, I misspoke. I said the 14th Amendment was proposed in 69, ratified in 70. That was the 15th, and the 14th was proposed in 66, ratified in 68.
And what was on that?
Oh yeah, women got really pissed.
Oh my god, because they got no voting rights.
They got
out of it.
nothing
Yeah.
out of this whole thing.
After like
It's
fighting
okay.
alongside the slaves for like rights and emancipation, and then they were like, hey, let's get some voting rights, and then
Okay. It
government
only
was
took
like,
like 80
no.
years or something like that.
No, it took till
After that.
1920. Yeah, no.
Yeah, you know,
it
it's
took like
okay.
60 years.
Yeah.
1920 the 19th
It's
Amendment
At
passed.
least you got them in the end.
Ratified.
Yeah, we got him in the end. That's
And now you're
better
outvoting
than-
males, so good on you.
Man, now a minority in the U.S.
Technically.
Okay.
By
Technically-
by technicality, yes.
They're not an oppressed minority, they just are a numerical minority.
Yes, there we go.
Thank you.
But yeah, so
Hi, buddy.
hey.
I feel left out.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is this is getting
I don't know.
Should we cut
That's
that
getting
out?
cut.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, Julie's gonna have to edit this.
We might want to cut this into segments so that you can actually email it to her.
Yeah, let's actually talk about Reconstruction.
Yeah, so Reconstruction stuff, but also it didn't. But also it ended up. It just you guys are better at rephrasing this. So just-
Okay, no, so like I said, Andrew Johnson, pretty horrible president.
Only there because Lincoln wanted to unify the nation.
No, yeah, okay, so he
Yeah.
runs, he's part of Lincoln's, I don't believe Lincoln runs as a Republican, he's like a different,
He's like
or
a-
he might be a Republican in his second term. In his first term, he's a Republican. But in his second term, he picks Johnson as his running mate because like the end of the Civil War is looming in 1864 during his re-election campaign, and when he's elected, and so he wants a Southern candidate to get support from the Southern states, basically, and that candidate is Andrew Johnson. Obviously, he grew up in the South. He was a Democrat, and I believe he actually ran. I may misspeak here, but he actually was still a Democrat on Lincoln's ticket, or he
Yeah.
may have.
Yeah,
I don't
He
know.
was.
He was.
Yeah, the way political parties worked back then, you didn't run like as a Republican with a Republican. So, anyways, there you didn't have to. So he gets in, finishes out Lincoln's second term from 65 to 68. When Grant is elected in the election of 1868, and he is inaugurated in January of 1869, I believe.
Good guy, Grant.
He was alright. We'll get into him
He
in a
was
second.
better than.
Oh, he was way better than Andrew Johnson.
Johnson.
Andrew Johnson was saved by impeachment by one vote because he basically, the House of Representatives brought him to impeachment, and then the Senate basically holds the trial and decides whether they're actually going to remove him from office or not.
So no, the Senate is pussies at impeaching presidents.
Honestly,
Like
true.
they
Just
refuse to do it.
Okay, well, Bill Clinton, like, is that really an impeachable offense?
No,
Okay.
not necessarily, but Johnson should have
No,
been
but
impeached.
was he an impeachable guy? Yes.
He was an impeachable guy, and he did do.
Sorry.
He did lie under oath. It's not an impeachable offense. I wouldn't have impeached him for it, but at the same time, he did not get nearly as many votes as I thought he would have gotten.
Yeah.
For
So-
both Johnson and Clinton.
But
that's a tangent.
yeah, so anyways, Andrew Johnson does this, doesn't really do anything to encourage liberty or liberation of slaves, emancipation in any way. So they basically go back to sharecropping, which is just slavery rebranded, where the slaves farm, but they have to farm on the land of their previous owners because they can't afford their own land. And then they basically take all their stuff from them and go, hey, I'll give you room and board if you just like farm stuff for me, and I'll take all your stuff. And they're kind of forced into slavery again. And they're kept down, they're not educated. And then Grant comes in 68 and starts Reconstruction, and you have soldiers in the South. It actually does some stuff to like make sure that they have some freedoms,
Yeah.
former slaves.
They have freedoms, like
Yeah.
for the first part.
No,
And
in-
that's the debate that we had is
in class, right?
they do have freedom. They weren't allowed to express the
That-
freedom or else
Yeah.
they would have gotten beat to crap, but
Well,
they
yeah,
did
and
have
that's the
it.
KKK, and
Yeah.
the KKK ends up becoming kind of not really that big of an issue after 18 in the mid to late 1870s.
It wasn't as big of a deal.
It wasn't as big,
Especially
but they
with the
still did
Union
it.
soldiers down there able
Yeah.
to fight
True,
them,
true.
it wasn't as big of a deal.
Of course, after Reconstruction.
After Reconstruction ends
That's
and
another
the Congress
story.
That's a different
1877,
story. A lot.
then
But-
the KKK rises to power again, as well as Jim Crow laws, and then life becomes a living hell for them for the next 70, 80 years until
until the 60s.
it's until the 60s, so it's
Or
like almost
70s.
90 years.
But you know what happened in the 60s. Alright.
Yeah, anyway, so anyways, Grant comes in, his presidency is kind of marred by corruption, nothing that he partook in, like Warren G. Harding, but just people that underneath him that didn't really, there was, God, how do I even phrase it? There was like,
People were like still kind of corruptish, but like
well, they gave out
It's-
jobs to people that were grossly unqualified just because
Yeah.
they were friends or whatever. And Grant was
Sounds
actually
like modern politics.
Grant was actually pretty solid, I would say, like just as his own, not his presidency, but just on its own. He I think he banned South Carolina until they actually as a state enforced the laws that established equality. He banned them from Congress, which a president can do. They can say you're not allowed to speak in Congress or
Why doesn't a modern president do that?
because they should. They
They
probably
should
just don't
do
even
that.
know. Have you seen Trump? He probably doesn't even know that's in the Constitution.
That's a very good point.
Honestly,
Anyways,
how is Trump not sponsored by Cheetos?
dude,
I just realized that.
dude, that's the ticket.
That's money right there.
I feel like that's a good point to cut this off.
No,
Just-
Andy.
No, I'm just gonna.
So that you can actually send it.
But anyways, so yeah, we were at Johnson's presidency, and he gets elected, serves 2 terms, and again, solid guy, enforces all these laws that ensure equality,
Mhm.
and I thought that was that's pretty good. And then you get to 1876, the election of 1876, which results in an electoral tie.
First time, man. Hopefully last time.
Yeah, hopefully last time.
Yeah, true.
And this was before the 23rd Amendment, which established the number of electors, which is why you see now I think it's 535 with a majority.
538.
538 with a
538.
majority.
You need 272 or more to win, and the likelihood of it tying is basically impossible
Exactly.
because the weird logic of states you need to win. You need to win 12 Democratic and 19 Republican, and however many stupid states you get a tie.
Yeah, it's
It's bound to never happen again.
so yeah, but that was in that was in the 50s, I want to say, the 23rd Amendment. So anyways,
Yeah.
the Electoral College had that was 60s. That was after Kennedy.
But
Sometime around the
Anyways,
same.
that's besides the point. So the Electoral College at this point is kind of messed up, not like we have today, and they result in a tie. Rutherford B. Hayes ends up agreeing that if the Republican Party agrees that if Rutherford B. Hayes, the Republican candidate, gets into office, they will pull troops out of the South in that compromise of 1877.
Yep.
And what you see is basically it goes back to what it was in the Civil War. There's still or in Johnson's
yeah,
presidency.
there's
Sharecropping, gross oppression of minorities, namely African Americans. You see.
now there's Jim Crow laws, right?
Yeah,
Or those were
yeah.
enforced.
Well, no, because they weren't. Because slave codes went away during
Slave codes went away, but the Jim Crows came back in the 80s,
yeah,
right?
and that's the other thing is
Yeah.
Jim Crow laws and slave codes were still a thing from under Johnson, I believe, in 1866, and they
Mhm.
went away under Grant.
Briefly.
Yeah,
Briefly went away.
and then they came
under
back.
Grant, because they went away under Grant's
Mhm.
presidency. You see them come back in Rutherford B. Hayes' presidency, and basically there are just a lot of violations of the amendments that had just been passed, the 14th and 15th.
Mhm.
Also, Colorado, shout out for violating the 13th Amendment. Their state constitution says that slavery is still legal in that state. And to give you some perspective, that amendment was obviously written and passed in 1865, and Colorado was admitted in 1876.
Good job, Colorado.
Oh, wait. That was when Hayes was elected.
Yeah.
That was the year before Reconstruction ended. Colorado
Yeah.
put slavery in their state constitution. I see you, Colorado. You just you guys.
While legalizing state. Oh
Time
wait.
to solve us.
Sorry.
That's okay. We're just talking about how Colorado violated the 13th Amendment after it was written,
Yeah.
which was at the end of Reconstruction.
Interesting.
Coincidence? I think not.
I think so. Well, maybe.
You
I
know,
can't speak on behalf of Colorado, so.
No, it's-
I think I can.
Sorry.
Colorado, you're a bunch of racist white supremacists.
You said it. Because that Nuggets guy, they told him,
Oh yeah.
go back, at
Do
the
you know who
Nuggets
Ernest
game.
Cantor is?
no.
He's a Turkish basketball player who's not allowed to go back to Turkey anymore because if he goes back, he will most likely get shot
Because
for
they got
saying
him.
bad things about the Turkish government. And then one of the Denver Nuggets fans says to
What?
him, "Go back to Turkey. Oh wait, you can't."
There was
During
one
the
bit,
game.
and this guy's poor family has been threatened and stuff. And okay, I just want to say, I'm a Nuggets fan. That guy, he does not share the opinion of all Nuggets fans. That guy is not okay. That's not okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Dude,
No.
you're a Nuggets fan.
I know, and those
Chicken nuggets
It
are
sounds
delicious,
so
though.
weird. Yo, I'm a Nuggets fan. Nuggets,
Okay.
not drugs, bro.
What?
Why would you say that?
Okay, what is with Colorado in naming their sports? They have the worst
They do.
names. Like they have the Rockies. Like let's name our baseball team after our mountains. Let's
It's
name
true.
our hockey team the Avalanche after like a natural disaster that happens on the mountains.
Carolina.
The Nuggets. Oh, that's true. Well, no, but Colorado's all centered around mountains. Nuggets,
Yes,
like
because
gold
you have a
nuggets.
shit ton of mountains in your state.
It's like Nuggets, like gold nuggets, like because that's what's found in like.
Okay, but there's also just like, they should change it.
Whenever
Now
I hear
it's gonna
Denver
be
Nuggets, I just think it should be sponsored by McDonald's.
like- Exactly. Okay, tell me, you
Hey,
hear Nuggets.
petition to change Pepsi Center to McDonald's Center.
This is a ginormous rant.
Oh, also, that's another great sponsorship opportunity. McDonald's.
McDonald's, also Denver Nuggets, sponsor us if you're watching. The state of Colorado sponsors Colorado
Well,
State.
we
Government.
We're
just
sorry
had
for bad
pizza.
talking you about 5 minutes.
Oh no,
It's
you guys
so
are
good.
totally awesome.
You
Not
have
racist.
school
I'm sorry for
lines.
telling you a bunch of pot smokers racist. You're not racist.
Yo, okay, we can't really talk because Washington is also.
Washington, hey, but
Washington's
we're
a
not
bunch
pot
of-
smokers, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nugs not
We're,
drugs.
we're getting
Hey!
we're getting to being a bunch of pot smokers.
Oh, dude, our school. Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna talk
Mount
about our
High.
school.
Okay, moving on.
It's called Mount High for a reason.
Okay, we can't say our school's name
Okay, but
anymore
is it
now
fog
because we
in the
talk.
morning, or is it just every student going outdoors and vaping?
Dude, okay.
You don't know
no,
anymore.
That is this year's sophomore class. That is it, because like the seniors would like stand off to the side or in a stall or something away from everybody. But then like all the sophomores are just standing there and like you're just trying to like use the bathroom and they're just staring at you and it's like, bro.
I just want to pee.
At least
I'm
their
trying
shit
to-
smells like strawberries.
I'm like, yeah, can we talk about the fact that there's an entire stall missing from the boys' bathroom?
Oh, there
Yeah.
are multiple stalls doors that just
No, not a
Yes,
door, a
yes,
stall.
okay. Most of the stall doors in the men's bathroom get ripped off. There is a stall missing from one of our bathrooms.
It's just a toilet.
Okay.
We
how
had a
does-
20-foot mirror in one of our bathrooms that is now gone.
How
Don't know
does
where
that
that one
work?
went.
I don't know.
Let's see. We have a bunch of angry rednecks in our school that need to take their anger out on something.
That's the other issue. We have a lot of rednecks.
Okay, my family's.
We have a lot of rednecks. They are fake
Yeah,
rednecks.
they're rednecks.
They're not. They okay. They
They
can't even
pretend
draw.
to be rednecks with their stupid lifted trucks.
They can't even draw a Confederate flag the right way. Like I was grading assignments. I was grading assignments in the U.S. history class in the other room next door, and there was one that was blue with like the red X with white stars, and I was like, no, it's not what the Confederate flag was, because it was for a Civil War assignment, and I was just like,
Not all rednecks are like Confederacy.
No, but it is a
Rednecks.
great stereotype to fit in.
That's
oh yeah,
true.
no. So that's how you know they're fake rednecks.
That's the whole redneck quiz, is just draw a Confederate flag.
Also, I've never seen an inbred person at the school, so
What
that's
do you
like,
mean inbred?
like within the family,
Oh,
You've never
true.
seen one, or?
not at this
Oh, wait.
school.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, I've seen some not intelligent people, but I think that was as a result of other. That was as a result of like
Stupidity.
hallucinogens and whatnot. No.
Probably.
Should we cut this?
Yeah,
Nah.
let's definitely cut this.
Okay.
I don't
Anyways,
think so. I think this is a good rant.
we're really bad talking ourselves.
Anyways, back to Reconstruction.
Anyway, yeah.
What
So.
would have happened if Hayes just didn't take the troops out of the South?
Well, then you would have had a Democratic president who probably would.
No, he can agree to it, but what he can do is he can take the troops out, and then under the power of Constitution, he can send troops right back in there.
Great
Oh,
job.
So
You just
he-
moved.
He technically agreed to it, and then he just sent the troops right back in.
Okay, here's the thing. Great job. You just advanced the credibility gap by 100 years. So instead of people stop trusting the government when Nixon does his thing, now you just stop trusting the government when Hayes does his thing.
Two things.
Yeah.
Also, we forgot to mention the shift when we were going back between normal Republicans and radical Republicans.
Oh yeah, that happened.
Oh.
That was a really big thing too in the Reconstruction. Or not big, but it's kind of important.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
Like,
It really sets the foundation for a lot of modern Republicans.
Yeah, a lot of radical Republicans after the Civil War were like
well, no,
really
it's
well.
not
They
modern.
wanted well, like, but they
A lot
wanted
of
to.
modern Republicans center around conservatism, but a lot of the framework is still there from the radical
Yeah,
No,
the thing is, the
radical
radicals
Republicans-
wanted to give slaves like their freedom in full, kind of, right?
Well,
And-
they wanted to do it through big government,
But-
through government, like they wanted
and
government.
You
that's
see
where
it
we
in
get-
the modern Democrats.
And that's
yeah.
where we get in our modern Democrats.
Because you had like the whole
they
political.
most
And then they all flip under FDR and
No,
JFK
you
and
have the
Truman.
you have the political realignment.
Political realignment under
Johnson.
Johnson.
Because Johnson is from Texas, but he's in the 60s, but he's like obviously a lot more liberal, wants big government, wants to enforce civil rights. And in Texas, being, a bunch of racist guys, they are like, we don't want this, and so they flip back to Republican, which is a lot smaller government at the time. The far right Republicans really want smaller government. They don't really care about enforcing civil rights and things like that. So that's why you see southern states flip to being Republican.
I feel like I need to do an entire episode on defending Lyndon Johnson. Because
I would do that with you.
he was a decent
was
president.
good. I mean,
he
he
almost
was.
bankrupted the U.S.
Take away-
economy, but he was a good president.
Take away the Vietnam War.
And he was somewhat serviceable.
He was somewhat serviceable.
You also have to keep in mind he almost bankrupted the U.S.
I mean, okay, but like many presidents have almost done that.
That's true. I mean, Reagan
Doesn't
came-
mean it's good.
You can argue that Reagan almost bankrupted us, but he just took out a shit ton of debt.
Ben Jackson actually did. Another reason why he sucks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, wait, did you guys see that bit in the Supreme Court?
Yes.
It wasn't
Oh.
him, but he did. He definitely did.
I love that. You said that in the car, or I was listening in the car, and I was like,
Like I was not in the car with you, but yeah. Anyways, yeah. Is there anything we missed? I mean, we got Reconstruction, we got radical Republicans. General Sherman was a radical Republican. He wanted to promise slaves, like, was it? Yeah, it was slaves 60 acres
slave
and a
60
mule.
acres. I mean,
And a mule, and then the government was like, we can't confiscate this property legally, so why not?
Exactly.
So just use eminent domain.
and so basically that's
That's
Does
a
that
legal way to
exist?
steal property. I don't think that existed back then.
Exactly, I don't think, and then you'd also just have a bunch of people who just went to war and are still very angry at you wanting to go to war. So
so true.
probably not gonna work.
You know,
And you see a lot of moderate Republicans want to appease the South while still
that's
trying to make
true. It's they
It
were
is just
trying to
new.
make amends, but it was just it didn't.
And then you
Work.
you kind of see that with Johnson, except he's like, I don't really care. I just want
Yeah.
the South to do well.
He just wanted the South to like.
There's a reason Johnson is considered one of the worst presidents.
There's a reason he's the closest to an impeached, like an actual fully impeached president we've ever had.
Yep. So,
Second closest,
I mean-
dude got a.
No,
He had a fun time in office.
office.
He had a fun time in office. There we
Anyway,
go.
the Oval Office in particular.
I'm gonna like cut that out and have like the Monsters Inc. like. Go back.
But anyways, I think we hit everything. We hit moderate Republicans. We hit radical Republicans. Graham was a radical Republican. We hit
Presidents.
Reconstruction, the presidencies.
Civil War.
So I mean, hell, we talked about political realignment. We even called out Colorado for being a bunch of racist.
And then we went on a massive
Constitutional
tangent about
violations.
how our school is full of druggies.
Yeah, maybe not in the. I don't know. That I
Yeah,
don't know.
that
how-
That might not be in the final
This
video.
is up to Julia because like what I do is I try to do the one take and try to keep it like PC.
That's true. I feel
YouTube
like
friendly.
I just
um,
kind of like.
Gotta
What
get
do
this
I do?
advertised somewhere.
Julia's good. Like this is too much.
That's true. I really do try and keep you guys on track.
Okay, you
Yeah.
know what? I would really like to just do another podcast with just me and Patrick because then I know it'll stay PC. We can get it done in one take and it'll be fine.
True.
That's not gonna happen this time, but
Right.
it's
Okay, one
Closing
last
statements?
tangent. I am almost positive. This is my mug.
I'll bet you.
This
I'll
is
bet
my
you that was
mug.
Mr. Jackson.
Did
No,
he
he's
go
not
to
back in.
what? This is my. I literally.
Who took
I
it?
toured Gonzaga, and I came, and this is like. I'm almost positive. This is
Dude,
my mug.
you know who stole
We
it?
should steal it.
Huh.
Mr. Bob. He's like the really old socialist teacher here.
I
Like no,
bet
seriously,
he
he
did.
supported Bernie. He was
I
like, yeah,
bet
free
he
college,
did.
free everything for everybody.
Oh no, he supported Bernie. Such a horrible thing to do.
I'm not saying it's horrible. I'm just saying he really does like socialism. So
Mr.
I'll bet
Bob.
you he took it, Mr. Bob. We're
He was
calling
gonna-
you
He
out.
was gonna cut it into 8 pieces and give one piece to every single history teacher.
No, he would cut one into like all the pieces and give them to like the secretary and the
Dude,
office
I
workers,
just,
all
why
the
did he
teachers.
stop there? He'd probably just give
But
it all the students.
no, but he
honestly.
has to keep this section right here for himself. Even if every section is like an eighth of an inch, he keeps this whole section.
Dude, look at all the dust in here.
Dude, they totally. I would sue.
When did you lose that?
Ew. A while ago.
I can tell.
Anyways, wanted to close
Oh,
the
it
statements?
smells.
Closing statements. No, okay. Hey, if you have ideas for an intro that we should do, please
Yeah, we're
submit them
trying to
in the
make an
comment
intro.
section.
Dude.
Alright, and
this
gone.
is coffee and the half and half of yours smells disgusting.
I'm not smelling that. Why do you keep calling me a
Sorry.
stupid number?
Okay.
Anyways, Gone with the Wind is the worst movie ever, and it is so boring, and no one should ever watch
It
it.
does not
Thank you
accurately
very much.
represent
He's wrong.
Reconstruction.